Today's story brings us face to face with an event that took place in 1955, when a hiking group suddenly went missing in a wilderness area called Central Oregon. They searched for several days but found no trace of them. Then locals suggested that they might have been infected by a virus. Because of this, they were never able to leave the area. The locals refer to that virus as hill fever. The story begins in a small house adjacent to Central Oregon, where Black lives with his strict father who scolds him every day. He always fears that something might happen to his son. In the morning, both father and son go hunting. During this, the father quickly spots a deer. However, before he could aim, it vanished before their eyes. Meanwhile, Black saw the deer in another direction. They quickly chased after it, but by the time the father took aim, the deer had passed in front of them. However, after it left, he saw something else. Something he had never seen before. It was a human, but it looked like some kind of animal. But before the father could shoot it, it disappeared into the dark shadow. Then his father arrived there and scolded him a lot, because he had come there without informing them. Now both were conversing when suddenly they heard someone approaching, like that. As if someone were watching them, Jack Foran stays close to his father, hiding in a tea house to save him no matter what happens. But that creature has spotted them, and now saving him is very difficult. Gradually, he begins to move into the street house. So Jack also points his gun in that direction because he won't give anything to his son. There comes a moment when he is so close that the grime coming from its body also started approaching him, but suddenly a deer appeared below in the netting. That thing distracted his attention, and he killed it and took it with him. But when Jack looked down, he was stunned. He brutally slaughtered that deer, cutting every part of its body. His frightened son asked, "Dad, what was that?" So Jack says it was just a big bear, but Jack knows the truth, it wasn't a bear at all. Now at night, the two sit down for dinner. After eating, Jack talks on the phone to a man living in his town, which Black also overhears. He was telling him that today he saw that hiker. After going missing 55 years ago and transforming, he is now gone. Black standing behind hears this but remains silent to his father. But these words always linger in his mind. So now time has advanced 30 years, Black has grown up. He married a simple BT whom he deeply loves. He always stays with her because his wife is mostly busy with work. Therefore, Ginger is closer to his father, she prefers to spend more time with him, and now, when Lily returns home from work at night, she leaves some paper with Black. It was his father's death certificate. He had been missing for a long time, and local police had long tried to locate him. When missing, they declared him dead. After a major event, Black left his father, moving to the city to avoid staying. Because he didn't want to stay there, but even today he regrets not talking to his father ever since that day. They always kept him with them, but he left his past alone. Meanwhile, we also see Lily's relationship with her daughter, which isn't bad. But it's not good from any side, which she knows well, and Black also knows this on the next day. When he went to give office lunch, he told Lily that now we have to sort out our relationship. Otherwise, it will fall apart, which I don't want. Therefore, I want us to go to Dad's cottage for the summer, where we can spend quality time together and you'll get closer to Ginger as well. Now, Lily also agrees that she truly wanted her BT to stay close to her. 2 days later, these people pack up all their belongings and leave to same cottage through jungle. Upon entering, Black cannot find the path that would lead to the courtyard. He saw a person standing near a treehouse. When he asked directions to the courtyard, he immediately recognized him as Derek, Danny's son, the same Danny who was a good friend of Jack. This was the conversation Black heard that day. Derek entered the car, sat, and said the path was blocked. But there is another way. Come, I'll take you. However, Lily was quite scared of Derek, he had a gun. But Black calmed her down by saying, "This is very common here, don't be afraid." After that, both moved forward, but the path that was taking them toward the courtyard had become very dark, causing Lily, who was sitting in the back, to He started to feel scared when suddenly a Blag in a coat appeared, yes, the same as in his childhood. A two-legged person whom he was very scared of. In that commotion, their truck ran into a pillar, which caused this. Everyone got injured but no one was seriously hurt. However, Darek is now in trouble because the creature is approaching him. Black tried very hard to keep it on his side, but at the last moment, it dragged him out and right in front of them, it devoured him. Upon seeing this, his entire family panicked, but Black will not let anything happen to his family. He thought hard and immediately attempted to open the window, but in the meantime, it also came towards him. He moved away when he heard an animal sound and took advantage of it by bringing both Black outside. From there, he quickly began heading towards the cottage with them. But their presence attracted the monster toward them, who was already behind them. Quickly, he opened the gate and let his family inside. And locked the gate firmly. Then his wife asked him whatever that was, and he replied, "I had seen something like this in my childhood. He had 2 human legs, but I didn't think he was still alive until now. Don't worry, I will call someone for help." After saying this, he first turns on the generator so that fear doesn't set in quickly. Meanwhile, when he saw his daughter, she was very frightened. Seeing her fear, he gently assured, "Sweetheart, you're safe, it was only a wild bear. Rest now, you're tired. We will go boating tomorrow morning," he said, and the little girl agreed and went to sleep quietly. But Lily isn't feeling well because Black is very scared. He even placed a cupboard near the main gate to prevent anyone from sneaking inside. After that, he goes to his dark room where he finds an old radio. He tries to use it to send a message to someone, but it may not be working. Meanwhile, he suddenly feels very hungry. He went to the kitchen to eat whatever was available. Suddenly, a molar cracked, and he felt pain from it. Then Lily came immediately to him and started dressing his wound. At that moment, she noticed a big wound on his hand. He asked her how he got injured, and Black says it might have happened while opening the window, but Lily doesn't think he was injured while opening the window. He immediately bandaged it and then went to sleep himself. However, Black was still at the main gate, hammering nails into it. Suddenly, a hammer hit his hand. He didn't feel any pain, which was surprising because he had been busy with these tasks for a long time and was feeling thirsty. He went back to the kitchen, drank the whole bottle yet remained thirsty. Then he started drinking tap water. After seeing this, what do you think? Just then, he heard some sounds from the upper floor, which was usually his area. It used to happen where many animal hides were kept. They had hunted his deer and brought it, then he slowly went upstairs to investigate. The sound was from a spider crawling inside the cupboard, but for a minute. How can he be hearing a spider crawling? Nothing unusual is happening, he's worried about this matter. Anyway, once again, he hears someone walking. A sound is heard, it comes downstairs, but then the creature pulls his leg from the dog hole at his door, causing the dog to bark loudly. At that moment, Lily arrives and attacks the demon several times, making it flee. However, Black is now badly injured. He no longer has the strength to stand, but during this time, we see some changes in his body that Lily also notices, such as his mouth drying up. He is sweating profusely, as if he has run a long distance. Suddenly, he also becomes unconscious. When he awakens, his wife is on the radio seeking help. Her words suggest that Black may have been infected by a virus. He believes he has been infected, but when they arrived here, everything was fine. So how did this happen suddenly? Suddenly, Black comes behind him, which surprises Lily. He has changed too much, so she tells him to go and rest. But now Lag writes with his own hands that he is dying, please do something. At this point, his perspective of the world has changed. He is seeing something entirely different, his hair has started to fall out from the top, transforming. Lily notices his hand wound is severely infected and applies a bandage, while his wife also observes what is happening. But at that moment, Black, in anger, walks away and starts biting his hands, causing both the father and daughter to become scared. Meanwhile, she stood silently, but Black didn't harm them. Now Billy remembered that he had seen Black's car outside. She immediately went outside with his keys so they could use the car to get out of here. But the car had been parked for a long time, it wouldn't start so easily. Suddenly, that demon attacks them again, but this time Black fights him himself and tells his family to go inside the house. Both mother and daughter are frightened and go inside. But when Black returns, he is no longer Black but has become someone else. Seeing this, his daughter places her hand on his head and says, "Black, don't worry. Everything will be alright, it's all just a test." Then he starts to vomit, ejecting the demon's fingers from his mouth. Upon seeing this, both grow more fearful, questioning the events. He fiercely attempts to attack Lily but halts abruptly. Perhaps he senses his family. Meanwhile, the demon returns, leading to a fierce fight with Lily involved. Also attacks the demon, but she doesn't benefit because by then Black had torn his entire body apart. But after a while, her gaze fell on the demon's hand. Suddenly, the ground beneath her split. It was her father, Jayak. Realizing, he left the house. Then Ginger asked his mother about his dad. She explained his grandfather fell ill, and his father was also affected by the disease. The issue has persisted for centuries, not just today. In 1995, a hiking team became lost in this forest. They had fallen prey to a demon in this jungle, whose bite affects humans in such a way that it might have happened to that team as well. Then the same thing happened to Jack and eventually to Black as well. When these people were coming here, the demon put its hand on the car window. It was then that Black got bitten, which is how everything started, and the story reaches this point. But Black now doesn't want to stay away from his family. He returned home to meet his daughter, but Lily didn't allow it. She stabbed him with a knife and went into the bushes, but Black also arrived there. His leg was accidentally trapped in a snare, enabling both to quietly enter the forest. However, Black wished to meet his daughter, so he severed his legs. He crawled into the forest where he used his sense of smell to locate where they were. They were hiding in the same treehouse. In that treehouse, Black had been hiding with his father for several years. When they were attacked, tears welled up in Black's eyes. He slowly climbed up to give his daughter one last time. But as soon as he came close to her, Lily shot him. Ginger couldn't understand why her father was left in this condition. Why did they change so quickly? They were fine just now, but when Black took his last breaths, he realized. Now, her father is leaving her, and that's why she lashes out and starts crying. These moments were very emotional because they had no idea about the place where he did it himself. Those who came to strengthen relationships will witness the most painful moments here. They arrived in the jungle as 3 people, but only 2 will return. Black's father had never experienced such a life in many years. When he saw his family, he might not have accepted them but simply met them. His mistake ended everything. Enjoyed the story? Let us know in comments. Thanks for watching.